Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's Campfire Conversations podcast. A little bit of a hectic start. I got into the backstage very late, kind of lost track of time, and we had to get Ethan's microphone working, but we're up and going now, and we're here with Ethan Jett. How's it going, man?
I'm pretty good. How about y'all?
Not too bad, man. It's the weather here was phenomenal today, which makes sense because I was at work, and it's supposed to start raining as the weekend comes in, so go figure. Oh, Thad Moody Outdoors is here. He's already got a question. He wants to know if you're fishing the Power Hour in April.
Yes, sir. It's out on Gunnersville. You know I'm gonna be there.
Is that the native one?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah.
It has become one of my personal. I shouldn't say personal mission. It's more of a business mission. It has become my business mission that like one of these years, be it next year, the year after, I will crack Trash Panda decals into the nut that is the native events, like native Queen City,
Yeah.
like such great group of people and everything. I'm gonna get Trash Panda in there if it kills me. Thad said he can't really hear you.
Can you hear me now? Let me get a little closer. I was a little bit away.
Is that better, Thad? Well, Thad might be losing his hearing too. He's getting up there.
Hey,
And
I
that
I have bad hearing too. I shot a deer when I was 16 out of the barn, and I still hear it every now and then.
I've got that what do they call that? The tetanus?
It's a little better.
Yeah, yeah, Thad's just a little better.
Yeah, that's
I've
what it's called.
I've got that tetanus. I never say it right, and Kelly always makes fun of me saying, "Yeah, Thad, we know you're 34. That's old." Kelly
Yeah,
always makes fun of me that I don't know how to say tetanus or tinnitus or whatever it is, and I'm like, I've heard doctors say tetanus, but I've had it. I know how to spell it, Thad. Spelling it don't do me any good. It's still tetanus.
I think it's tendonitis.
It might be, but
Yeah.
I got it coming back from Orlando last May, I think it was May or June. When we were on the descent, I don't normally get pressure too bad because I chew gum, I take Sudafed, but the pressure was getting real bad on that descent. And no matter what I did, it wouldn't go away. And I felt like my head was going to explode. And when we landed, I couldn't even hear out of one of my ears. And like both of them were ringing, and it's
Oh,
never gone away. Like the hearing came back, but the ringing is forever.
yeah.
I can kind of understand what the military guys are talking about. Like, I didn't get it the same way, but I get like the whole freedom rings thing now.
Yeah. Yeah, I still hear it to this day, even after I shot that deer out of the barn. Whew, I
Was it
wanted.
a good? Was it a good deer?
Nah, it was a doe. It was a little doe. That was the first year I ever was hunting, and I was like, hey, It was the last day of season. I'm like, I'm getting that one.
I think I haven't hunted in. Well, I haven't deer hunted. I want to say three. I think this past November was like the third season I had not done it. Um, I think I'm gonna start again. I stopped doing it because I'd rather be fishing,
Yeah,
but then I realized I'm not out fishing either because it's too damn cold. So I think I might do the deer hunting thing again this year.
I love it. I can't. I don't think I could ever stop deer hunting or turkey hunting. Turkey hunting's coming up. I cannot wait. Bad thing is, it's the best time of year to go fishing, so I have to juggle that a little bit. But
It might be the best time to go fishing where you are. It's certainly not over here in Missouri. By that point, it's well, not always.
it
I
was
was
April.
fishing in November and December this year.
Yeah, well, this is April, uh, mid-April to end of May. So
You guys can hunt in the spring, like
yeah,
deer.
turkey hunting.
Oh. Yeah, I've actually never been turkey hunting. It's on my list.
Oh well, come on to Tennessee. I'm taking two folks this year, so just come on.
Yeah, I might have to do that next year. There's a coworker because I'm right on the border of Illinois.
Yeah.
I'll probably end up living in Illinois here soon, which feels wrong, but he's in Pike County, Illinois. Which, if you hunt deer, you're probably well aware of Pike County. And he's got turkeys, and he's just like, "Come on, man, we'll put you on one." Turkey hunt seems fun.
From what I've always been told, turkey hunting is pretty easy up there. Down here, and Thad can talk about it. We hunted them to extinction in the early 1900s, and they've in the 70s and 80s
Hmm.
kind of brought them back. And it's just they're hard to kill down here, but it really humbles you when you get outsmarted by a bird with a brain the size of a walnut.
They do seem quite smart. The meat eater guys talk about them all the time, and I remember Steve Rennell saying something like, "In Arkansas, you can't hardly find a turkey, and all the Arkansas people are pissed." And then up in Wisconsin, they kill like 50,000 a year.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
If you listen to all the armchair biologists here in Missouri, we ain't got no turkeys either. But I see them, I see and hear them damn things every time I'm out.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
what these guys are talking about.
Well, last year or 2025, there was a big what's it, cicada hatch, and from what I've been reading is this year we should see more because they've the poults had a lot of good food, and so their survival rate was a little bit more. It's kind of crazy. I've always read, and Thad can confirm or deny. It's like they have like a 5% chance of survival.
Yeah, it's like the odds that one of them gets to be like a Jake
Yeah,
is like somewhere sub 10%. Like it's some crazy number. You ever listen or follow that guy, Wild Turkey Doc,
I don't think I
on
have.
like Instagram? That dude is like just phenomenal amount of knowledge, but I think he said it was something like 7%, something like that.
Yeah,
Odds of one being born making it to that point.
yeah,
And so I don't know. I gotta imagine. I've never had wild turkey, but I gotta imagine it tastes better than the butterball at the store. And
yeah.
I like wild game.
It definitely has a more a gamier taste, kind of, but it's not bad. And it's all even deer. Everything wild game goes down to how you make it, how
And
you.
how you treat it.
Yes, yeah. Deer try to be real clean and not get any of the fur on it and stuff. So
Hey, what's up, John Wilson? Yeah, I'm always entertained by the people who say that like deer tastes super gamey or deer isn't as good as whatever. But the same guys saying that are the same ones that shoot a deer, drag it out of the woods without gutting it, toss it in the bed of the truck, and then they go drive around and stop at the Casey's and the Wawa and everything else so they can show everybody the subpar 4 point they shot. And then they get home, they finally deal with the thing, and they're like, "It tastes gamey." Well, yeah, the guts were in it for 6 hours while you drove it around town.
yeah, exactly. I don't eat any fish, so I can't really say, people do that all the time with fish as well. But as soon that's the way you prepare it is a ton of how it tastes leading up.
I
But
love eating fish. People are always saying bass don't taste good. Bass are phenomenal. I You've never had a bass?
no, I'm not a fish eater. Like I've had crappie and
Hmm.
bluegill and catfish. It's just I'm a meat and potatoes kind of guy, like beef and
Yeah,
hell, I'm a big boy, so
me too, buddy. Me too. I got fitted for my suit for the wedding, and the girl told me to stop sucking it in because I like just out of habit. She's like, "Stop sucking it in because you ain't gonna get any skinnier before the wedding." And I'm like, she's probably not wrong.
yeah.
Uh, I'm a big meat eater too. My father-in-law, about to be father-in-law, man, he hooked me up. I've never, what's up, Yak Bass? I've never gone bird hunting, mostly because I don't trust myself to shoot the right duck. Like when those things are flying by, I couldn't tell you, oh, that's a this or this is a that. This one's legal to shoot. That one will get you in jail. Like I wouldn't be able to tell you. So I don't shoot birds, but he does. Like he's a big bird hunter, and he got me. Uh, what was it that he gave me? Snow geese brats.
Can you hear me?
Yo, yeah, I can hear you.
My for some reason my
Oh, you're froze up. Look at
I'm
you.
froze up, but I can still hear. So we can just keep on going. I love that intro. Give me the 1 second.
I'm sorry, it just looks funny. What's gonna happen? Oh, is it
Uh,
still froze up?
I tried to disable it to see if it.
What?
Hey, this is a podcast, so
Yeah, it's fun. What's gonna happen is it's gonna stay like that, and then all of a sudden it's gonna unfreeze and scare the shit out of me.
I'm gonna be
But
like my nose or something.
he got me snow geese brats, and one of them are it's labeled jalapeno popper, and I cannot wait to try those things.
Yeah, I love
Can
me
you
some jalapeno
can you
pop.
still see the comments?
Yeah, I can see. That's the weird
Okay,
part.
perfect.
All the comments are popping up. You're moving, but I'm just stuck.
It's
This is
been an evening of technical difficulties. That's okay.
what's crazy is I never have this issue. Marty, I'm always on Marty's podcast, clean as a whistle. Like,
That's because Marty's a pro.
yes, Marty is a pro. That's
Though I will say, I use the same service as Marty, so I'm not giving him any of the credit for being extraordinary. What's up, Alex?
well,
So, tell me how the fishing has been, man, because you got me, you're my kind of dude. You got me all pumped up last Saturday. I was like getting my morning coffee, and you had posted a video with like Freebird. I think you were on your way to an event.
yeah. I was on my way to Tennessee Bass Nation on Nickajack was when that happened, and what was it? I got in the truck, and as soon as I started it up, it started playing. I'm like, this is just magical right here. This is, and then that day you go out there and you catch a 20 and a half or 20 and a quarter right off the bat, and you go from 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock without getting a single bite. So that's how that goes.
Man, that just hurts because you get that real hard burst of adrenaline
Yeah.
at that 20, and you're just like, I'm on them, and then there's nothing, and you just want to take a nap.
Well, see, I don't know if it's just me or everybody else, but I have the worst luck leading up to a tournament. The weather will be awesome, and then all of a sudden there will be a cold front the day before or that day. And if you're familiar with any of the Tennessee River system, we have Florida strain, F1 strain, and
Hmm.
they do not like the cold. They will shut down in a heartbeat, and it just gets tough everywhere around here. It just gets absolutely tough, and that's what happened on Nickajack. We got out there, which it was kind of the perfect storm. So Nickajack has always been one of my favorite lakes because it's kind of hidden gem between Chickamauga and Guntersville. You have those two powerhouse lakes, and you got Nickajack, and it's always been kind of a hidden gem in the fishing or on the Tennessee River. And sadly, the 2 weeks before that tournament, a guy caught the new state record out of it. 15,
Oh no!
like 15 pounds and 8 ounces, something like that.
Ooh, what a fish!
Yes, absolute giant. And of course, you know how everybody is.
Oh
They
yeah,
lock out. So there was boat. I have never in my life seen as many boats out there that I saw that weekend. And then the weekend before was the Bassmaster Kayak Championship.
hmm
So sadly, we had all the kayakers out there, and you know how we are. We find the hidden spots. I
yeah.
think it was just a combined, just tons of pressure in areas that don't see a lot of pressure, and it just completely killed that bite for me anyway. Some people absolutely crushed them.
Man, you just know those bass like that. There's like say Monday is the day that the big one gets caught, and all the fish are just going about their business, and they're all laughing. They're like, "Haha, look at Paul. He got snugged up by the aliens." And then all of a sudden, like the next day, they're like, "Damn it, Paul!" Because every boat in the state and surrounding states is now there trying to find Paul again, and all these other fish are just getting the crap beat out of them.
Yes, exactly.
I've often wondered if and it'll never happen. So it's one of those things you think about as you're casting line after line and not getting anything. I've always wondered if I caught a new state record or some kind of state record at one of my honey holes or like one of my local lakes somewhere that I go all the time, would I even claim it? And I don't think I would. Like I think I would document the weight, document the inches. Like, I think it would be enough for me to know. I'd like to think that if I caught a 15-pound bass, it would be enough for me to be able to say to people, I caught a 15-pound bass. Here's the proof. I know it happened. I'm not telling you where it was. I don't care about the record. But man, you just don't know till you're holding that thing.
Oh, I can tell you this: if I caught a state record or a world, everybody in their mind would know about it.
Oh,
Uh,
if it's a world record, I'll blast that. I'll blast that fishery all day long.
if it's a state
Let
record, I'd let them everybody in their mind. I don't care. I want that. It'd be all. Just think about the YouTube side of that. I
Oh,
caught
that's true.
that's that's how my mind goes. Being a content creator.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I feel like I've been doing YouTube for this is my 6th year. I started in 2020, and I'm convinced that if I caught we'll just go excessive. Let's say I caught a 50-pound largemouth. I'm convinced my content wouldn't even take off because I'd post that 50-pound bass and everybody would go, it's AI, or they'd be like, it's Missouri, nobody cares. And my traffic wouldn't even go up.
That is the possibility that you have to worry about.
Oh, what did Kayak Jack say? Just tell them I caught it. Oh, that's funny.
Marty, you fish a Nico rig? I did not know that.
Yeah,
Never
nobody knew that Marty Hughes fishes a Nico rig.
never would have guessed. I tell you one thing. I don't know if you've watched my Facebook page at all. I've been holding the Bass Bait Madness.
Yeah, you've had a couple of them.
Yeah, well, so it's kind of following along the lines of the March Madness, the NCAA tournaments, and,
Hmm.
you go on there and I have different matchups per category, and the categories are a little weird because I had to when I thought of this in my head, and I'm like, oh, it'll be easy, it'll be fun, and then when I really started to get in the details, I'm like, oh crap, this is not as easy as I thought. But they so the premise of it is it's soft plastics, power fishing, finesse, and top water, and then I have four different baits in each category, and they go head to head with the other two baits. So it's just like a regular tournament.
Hmm.
And it's been a blast seeing everybody's comments, and Marty gets on there on the finesse. I added the Nico rig just for Marty. I knew he would love it, and so that's the only reason why I added it. And there was no surprise. He got on there, comment. He was the first one to comment. You know what I'm throwing?
Yeah, Marty. It's a good example of like I'm sure you've done it because I think we all do it. You watch some video and you see a guy just catch a ton of stuff, and you're like, what he's throwing, I gotta have the same brand, the same blah blah blah. I have the same stuff Marty throws because Marty gave it to me. I still can't catch a fish on that thing, and it's not the Nico's fault. It's Steve's fault. But I got super frustrated once. I was at Mark Twain Lake, and I told Marty, I said, I tried that Nico. I said the fishing was tough. I couldn't get anything going. I welded it to my hand, and I'm like, every other cast, that thing's stuck in rocks. I'm like, the fish just don't care. And then Marty had to explain to me that the bluegill grab it and swim it into the rocks. He's like, fish are picking it up. They're just the wrong ones. Oh, you're back.
There we go. I
Uh,
was playing with it.
So
Yeah.
Bob asked, would they make you kill it? He was talking about like the records where he's seen some people say that they had to kill it to get an official weight. So the answer is like I don't know that any state actually has a law where you have to kill it to get an official weight. I think the problem comes down to is a conservation agent available? Do they have an official weight on them they can bring to you? Do you have to take it to like the tackle store that's got the official thing? So when it comes right down to it, the survivability for the fish that are actually certified on scales isn't always great because sometimes it's going to be super fast and it's going to happen at the lake because a conservation agent can do it, and other times you've got to transport the fish, and a lot of times I think guys are putting them in like live wells on their bass boat. Maybe the thing survives, maybe it doesn't, but I
You
don't
know,
think anybody specifically says you have to dispatch them.
I think the 15 pounder on Nickajack, it was killed sadly, because
What a
there's
shame.
research on it. TWRA is wanting to like get species sampling from them, and if that's
Um,
on here, he can probably comment a lot more on the process because I know he's a biologist.
that's a very good point. Yeah, Thad would know.
Yeah, and was it? I know the funny thing about that bass, it has never been caught before. At least by judging by the tearing of the mouth, there was no signs of a hook in its mouth.
It makes you wonder if it just got lucky enough to get caught by anglers that are like gentle and care and all that stuff,
No.
or did that thing really just so like we talked about turkeys and how rare it is for them to live to a certain age. That's like a there was a turkey I heard about in some report somewhere where it was killed and the biologist confirmed that it was 9 years old. And
Wow.
like for a tom to live to 9 years old is like unheard of. To
Yeah.
think about a bass growing to over 15 pounds and never getting hooked
Yeah.
is wild.
Yes, and it's even wilder what they caught it on. It was a green pumpkin chatterbait fishing up shallow. So it wasn't like they were out deep on live scope and that fish has never seen a bait before. It kind of makes you wonder, and everybody watching, you can comment. You kind of wonder how many 10 plus pounders have your bait went right by and they never eaten.
All of them, because I've never caught one, and I'm convinced they were there. I man, I love a chatterbait bite. I had a fish that I lost because I forgot my net at home, and I was fishing with my buddy, and we've gone back and watched the video, and you can get just a glimpse of this thing as it breaks my line and my heart. And so in the friend circle, they have kind of determined that it's probably about 8 and 8.5.
Oh, nice.
But to me, it will always be a double digit because I was in my bona fide RVR, my 119,
Yeah.
and I threw that thing up on a dam and I'm facing this way and I'm fishing it. When I hook into that thing, the front of the kayak just like swings around and the line's screaming. And I was running late that morning. I didn't have my net. My buddy's hooting and hollering and it's just busting and busting. And I got it like near the boat and I had that moment of, all right, do I like Kristen Fisher this thing and just grab it by the face, which I've never done? Or do I just flip it into the boat, which I've done a million times? And I was like, well, and like in that, there's that moment where you don't even make the decision.
Yeah.
And I just kind of reel down and try to flip it. And as I make the motion, it goes for a run and just snap and it's just gone. And I have fished, it was on a jig, and I have thrown that same jig in that same spot on the same day every year for the last 2 years. Never going to find that fish again. That
We
was
all
my 10
know,
pounder.
we all know it was only 4 pounds. By you,
Well,
you know.
before the YouTube videos, everybody would have been like, "Ah, it was a log."
Yeah, yeah.
But
That
yeah, it's a painful clip to watch, but I watch it often.
yeah. I was at Possum Kingdom and I had a similar. It was probably like 8 pounds, nine, on a glide bait. Big old the Chad shad just came out, and we're
Hmm.
in Texas on Possum Kingdom fishing the Bassmaster kayak series, just a regular event, and I threw a glide bait. The first time ever throwing it. Caught a 20 and a half right off the bat. I'm like, okay. Went around to another dock, coming through there, chopping it, and I seen this bass come up and swipe at it, and it was huge. And I got it all on camera, and it's all you can go and check out the YouTube channel. You can watch it, and I missed it. I was like, oh! I threw back out of that same dock, and I hung into either that one or one of the same size. It jumps up. The mouth on it was this big. It was huge. It jumps up, and you can watch in the video the Chad shad fly right out of its mouth.
Oh, it
Yeah,
gave you the old Michigan hello.
yeah, yeah. I wanted to flip it, give it the old Tennessee hello, you know.
I think every state calls it that.
Yeah,
Like I always heard it called the Michigan hello, but I've heard Michigan, Missouri, Tennessee. I think everybody calls it that.
yeah. Well, you know, here in the South, we're a little bit too nice to really say it. So,
Yeah, bless your heart, you know?
yeah, bless your heart. That's exactly.
You'll never meet a woman that can cut you as deep while being nice as a Southern grandma.
Yes, yeah,
They will hurt your feelings, and you won't even realize it for like 7 to 10 business days.
exactly.
You'll just be driving down the road, and you'll be like, oh.
I've heard my grandmother talk about people, and it'd be right to their face, and it sounded like she just loves them to death. And these are people from away from here, and it's like only us truly knows she was just bashing them to Kingdom coming back.
Yeah, it's funny because I grew up in like the Northeast. So in the
Yeah,
Northeast, you've always got the stereotype of people in the South are dumb. People in the Northeast are super smart. People in the South are dumb. But people in the South seem to be having all the fun, and you guys are the ones that can insult people without them realizing it.
yeah,
Like all the best food comes from the South. All the best weather is in the South. New Jersey has nothing except for sadness and Wawa. That's
yeah.
like it. And from what I hear, Wawa has entered like sadness. It's not even quality stuff anymore.
See, I always thought Wawa was a Florida company, like they were down, and so they're up
Okay.
there too.
Yeah, so Wawa actually started in New Jersey, right
Oh,
where I grew up, and it never expanded past New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and like maybe like Delaware, Virginia. Like it stayed right in that little bubble. And then they opened like one in Florida. And if I remember correctly, it's because the owners and like the family retired to Florida, so then just went ahead and opened one. And I
oh,
was so mad because I couldn't all the places I've lived, I've never had a Wawa except for New Jersey. And then as soon as I left Florida, they opened one.
yeah.
It wasn't near where I lived, but it was in Florida.
What's up, Charlie?
That kid, man. I
Yeah,
assume you've met him at the events and stuff because you guys fish a lot of the same stuff. He he's one of those kids that like his name is kind of on everybody's radar,
yeah.
but in a few years he's just going to be like the name.
Yeah, he'll be a Ewing Minor and a um, what's Jackson Orr. He'll be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's it's got to I wonder, you know what, Charlie, you can answer cuz you're in the comment. Does it ever like get to you like a pressure because all of us as like adults and anglers and stuff, we're always talking about how fantastic you are and how big a name you're gonna be. I wonder if we ever put pressure on you without even realizing it. Like maybe he feels like the spotlight's on him when he goes to these events.
he's got a cool YouTube channel too. So, and if anybody's in the comments, check him out.
Yeah, definitely go check out Charlie. He's been making products and stuff too. I think he's working on one for Marty.
Okay, yeah,
Oh, they have a Wawa in Ohio. Man, they're getting all over the place. Yeah, they used to just be stuck in like the Northeast, but man, you used to be able to go there and get like a gallon of lemonade for like $1. Like this great roast beef sandwich. You could go get like in New Jersey in the '90s. God, it makes me sound old. You could really for like $20 really go get messed up and then go to Wawa and get well fed. Like there was a lot of delinquency that was sponsored by the cheapness of eating at Wawa.
I won't make you really feel old. You ready? I was born in '98, so I didn't experience the '90s really.
Yeah. I was born in '84 and it gets harder to remember what age I am every year. Like I couldn't tell you right now if I'm 41 or 42. I'm pretty sure I'm 41, but I can't remember because when I turned 40, I felt like I was already 41. All I know is my fiance is in her 30s, so
Well, yeah,
I'm
28.
marrying young.
I turned 28 on March 10th, so about almost a month ago. Getting there.
Man, I
Yeah.
can't even remember being 28. I was talking to my dad. We were catching up a couple weeks ago, and we were just talking about like when I moved out of Jersey. It was like 2006, 2007, something like that. And we were just talking about how much stuff is like time has passed or whatever. And it's just like it's not. It's just a whole different lifetime. He's like, "Do you even feel like the same person you were like when you?" I'm like, "No, I don't even remember that guy."
Yeah. I was born.
I looked like I was born in the '60s. That's
I
funny,
was
that guys.
I felt really old when I went to my mom. My mom's a teacher. I went there and was visiting some of her kids, and they came up and asked, "Were you born in the 1900s?" And right then, I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
I you know, it's crazy. Like I remember when I was in grade school, it being a huge deal when we could play Quake or Unreal on the school computer because Windows 98 had come out, and this was like the greatest technology ever. And it's like when I think about playing Doom, it makes my back hurt. Like kids these days are like, "What's Doom? Isn't that screensaver?"
Not hey, they know what Doom is now because they've remastered a lot of those games.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, yeah.
If they
And
remaster Half Life, I'm gonna have to play it.
they might have really. I'm not sure. I don't never play. I've always been anybody on the comment. I've always been a Halo guy and a Call of Duty guy. So
You know, Halo is a sore spot for me, man. I was uh I was blindsided is a good way to put it. So I never played that's not true. I played some Halo, but I
yeah.
didn't pay attention to the storyline, any of that stuff. So then I was aware that a Halo TV series had come out
Oh,
at some point. Well, I decided a couple months ago, it was this past winter because it was cold. I was like, I'm going to watch the Halo TV series. I didn't Google it, I didn't research it. I just started watching. I'm like, this is pretty cool. And I'm like, it's kind of odd how hot I think Cortana is because she's not real, but, Homegirl's kind of got it going on.
hey,
And so I got sucked in. And so then I asked Kelly if she wanted to dress up as Master Chief and Cortana for Halloween. That didn't fly. Didn't tell her why. But so what got me though, and why it's a sore spot is it just ends. They just never finished it.
I know.
So when you watch the last episode, you're like, oh my god, the next one's gonna be great. And then you see it's not there, it's not available. So I went to Google it to see where I could watch it or when it was coming out, and I started finding all the Reddit threads.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then it not only occurred to me that I was screwed and I was never going to see the rest of it, but I didn't. There was all these people that hated it. They're like, good riddance because it sucked. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I thought this was freaking awesome. Like, did you guys see the graphics on Cortana's ass? Like, what could possibly be wrong with this series?
Yeah. So I'll give you a little. I know this is kind of a fishing podcast, but uh,
It's a whatever.
you
This is a sitting around the campfire podcast. We go anywhere.
the reason why a lot of people hated it is they were like me, the Halo fan, like the game fans. If you never
Hmm.
played the game and played and watched Halo, you loved it. Now I loved it just because I liked it because Cortana, for an example, as well. But you know it. So it's like two different timelines, and everybody hated it like that, and it is stupid. I love the show, and the season two at the ending, it was getting good. I won't
Oh
spoil
yeah,
it, everybody. If you haven't went and watched it, it's on Netflix, I think now.
yeah. I think that's where it was.
Yeah, Amazon. It was on Amazon Prime, and they got rid of it. So hopefully, if God willing, they will redo or start it back up. Netflix or somebody will buy it. It was a really good show.
I hope so. And if they don't like multiple timelines, they really shouldn't watch like Game of Thrones. They'll
Yeah.
be all kinds of confused.
Well, Game of Thrones is all the same timeline. It's just kind of
Well, sorta. They bounce around, but like
yeah,
it's all the different. Yeah, I guess it is. It is all in the same timeline. There was some stuff where they went back in time, but
yeah.
yeah,
But
you're right. It's all the same timeline.
see, with Halo the show, it was. I'm going to sound like a nerd, so sorry. You have the blue team timeline and the silver team. The movie or the TV show is silver. The game is a blue team, and it's the team that Master Chief is on. Like it's his Spartan team. So
Yeah, I could see if you had played the game how it would really mess you up.
yeah, yeah, it's completely. So really, if you're gonna watch that TV show and you've played the games, completely forget everything in the games. This is a whole different universe.
Just be warned though, if you start watching that show, Cortana will have you looking at Siri different. Like you'll watch a couple episodes of that, and then you'll just be driving down the road and Siri will be like, take the next right, and I'm like, yeah, I bet you do want me to take the next right, don't you? She'd be like, what can I do for you today? I'm like, well, have you seen Halo?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, the I don't know. We kind of go everywhere on this podcast, man. I was talking about Bigfoot and aliens the one episode. Where do you stand on Bigfoot?
You know, I'm a I'm not a believer at all because, and here's one the reason there is so many cellular cameras in the woods nowadays that if he was out there, we would have had a picture of him. Now, let
It's
me
possible.
let me rephrase. I do think he might have been real, and he's just extinct now. But the all the cameras out in the world, I have 5 cellular cameras on my property on 15 acres, surrounded watching all the deer and turkeys, and I've never gotten any pictures of them.
Well, we know you don't have Bigfoot then.
Yeah. Unless I'm Bigfoot.
I just like to believe that he's really is the hide and seek champion.
I just I think it's impossible for him to be real now in this world, in this day and age, unless he's living out way up in Alaska in like the remote wilderness or somewhere. But I just don't. You know that whole TV show? I can't remember what it was called. Was it Chasing Bigfoot or something?
Yeah, something like that.
They,
That show did so much bad for
yeah,
anybody who wanted to believe in Bigfoot because they're like, "Do you hear that?" And it's like, "No, you're making shit up." Like, we want
yeah.
you to find Bigfoot, not be entertaining.
That's literally a mountain lion screaming in the distance or something. Like,
Yeah, you got these people who like grew up in California and have never seen a turkey, never seen a deer. They eat tofu and then they go out into the woods and they're like, "Did
yeah,
you hear that?" And it's like, "Yeah, that screaming you think you hear is literally a deer."
yeah. And
Like
it's not
they
like
do that.
same thing with these ghost shows. Is they'll like they'll hear something. Did you hear that? Just like
The only ghost hunting shows, man, they fascinate me. So originally you had Taps with like Jason and what was it, Grant, and so that came out, and I got sucked in. I'm like, these dudes take it so serious, ain't messing around. You had the dude with the tattoos, and he was like an ass kicker looking dude, and you're like, these guys just seem so genuine. Then
yeah,
Ghost Adventures came out, and at first I'm like, these clowns don't know shit.
yeah,
But then by the time it's over, you start watching the Ghost Adventures guy. You're like, he's actually getting into shit. And he's like, "Do you hear that?" And I'm like, "I do hear that." And he's like,
yeah.
"Hey demons, it's me, your boy." But like that, man, I believe way more in the ghost than Bigfoot. But them
I do
shows
too.
had me sucked in.
I believe in ghosts, and I've had some out hunting. You can see some stuff every now and then, and I do believe in ghosts. But Bigfoot, I don't think he's alive anymore. If he is, we've already have found him.
I don't like walking to the stand when it's dark. I know what every one of them sounds are.
Yeah,
I know what's in those woods. I don't like it when it's dark. Shit creeps me out. Or then like you finally get out there and you're sitting in the tree stand and you're like, what is that? Like what is making that sound?
yeah. I'll tell you what, the funniest I've ever been or experienced hunting. I was heading to the tree stand, and this was during bow season. And in the state of Tennessee, if you really read the rules and regulations, you're not supposed to have a pistol with you, even for protection, like self defense. But so I didn't have my pistol with me, and I was literally climbing. I clipped my bow into the pull up rope, and I took 1 foot or 1 step on the ladder, and a coyote hollered probably 20 yards behind me. I'm pretty sure I skipped about 5 steps up. I climbed it. I should have recorded it or something because I could have broke a world record climbing up that tree.
You're like the fighting games where the ninja can jump like 30 feet. You didn't even touch a rung. You're like up I go. Don't
Yeah.
you guys have bears, like a lot of bears in Tennessee, don't you?
In East Tennessee, we do, but not around here. For everybody watching, I live in Middle Tennessee, the Marshall County area, and we don't have any bears. We have a bunch of coyotes and bobcats. Um, TWRA has not confirmed nor denied the existence of mountain lions here. We have a property over that we lease that my buddy, his uncle has, and I've seen some cat prints that are really big. It cannot be a bobcat, and it has to be a mountain lion. So I've
The
never.
mount the mountain lion thing is weird. There seems to be like there's a group of conservation because there's two different sides. There's the conservation people and there's the people.
Yeah,
There's conservationists that like agencies that are like, yeah, we got them, we're going to manage them. There's the ones in the middle that are like, yeah, like maybe whatever. And then there's the other ones that definitely have them, but they're like, we don't have them or they don't say anything. And I can't gotta imagine that Tennessee's got them.
yeah, I would say we do. Um, yes, I am planning on doing a tutorial. I've uh, I've got a lot of stuff on my plate right now. But be on the lookout on the channel. I do want. So if anybody, Trey asked, would love for Ethan to do that tutorial that he was going to do on Marty's show about filming from your phone. So anybody watching that don't know, I edit every video on my phone. I use LumaFusion. It's an awesome device or awesome app on your phone. It's a total editing software. I think it was $30-ish to buy it, and it's a one-time payment. You know, you get the Adobe. What is it? I can't remember the name of the Adobe software. It's
Is it
like
Lightroom?
something like that. It costs you $20 a month, and if you're not making money on these YouTube channels, it gets expensive fast. And then
Hmm.
iMovie I think costs as well, if I'm not mistaken. And I just found LumaFusion being cheap, and it's awesome. I definitely recommend using it. But I am going to film a tutorial on what all I do, and I'm trying. So here's the struggle with making videos on YouTube. You want to do what your audience wants you to do, but you also kind of want to make it entertaining. And that video I can see being very um, boring. I got to figure out how to film it.
My general approach is piss on my audience.
Yeah.
I just kind of make what I want to make, and I
Uh,
figure they'll watch or they won't. Like I love the audience, but I've just kind of always I just kind of make videos for me. But I watched that podcast. I was fascinated when I heard what it was going to be about because, and I think this is because I'm older. I can't edit on my phone. Like I don't think I could edit on an iPad. I just can't do it. So like I've got CapCut and some other stuff and I've got Instagram edits and like sometimes I'll do a reel with like a template or something on there. But man, when you get an actual timeline into that thing and you're trying to edit and scrub and modify, it makes me want to bash the phone against the counter. And you're so good at it. And somebody like Trey, like I know he's been waiting for that video because Trey films everything when he does film, which isn't as much as he should, on his phone.
hmm.
Even though I gave him a GoPro years ago, that it was an outdated GoPro that I want to say it's a seven Hero 7 that he's got. I
Uh-huh.
gave it to him years ago. I don't think he's ever even turned it on. But Trey is like he is the he's one of my best friends. He's in my wedding. Trey is he is like the strangest, most entertaining yet somehow normal, not normal dude ever. He is literally like YouTube breakout star waiting to happen
Wow.
because he's just fun to watch and
Yeah.
he's just funny. I mean, the dude gets out there and he sticks his tongue in one end of the fish and his finger in the other, and it's not always the same end for either one. And it's all about like dominating the fish or making it longer on the board. I don't know. He's got something about if you press on their butthole, they relax, and then you get more length out of them. But if you press on my butthole, I'm not relaxing.
Nah.
So he's just a funny dude. He'd really benefit from that video.
Yeah. Throw up his. What is his YouTube channel name?
He doesn't even have one.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't think he. So he's got Recovery Outdoors, which honestly is about so much more than content.
Yeah.
He helps people get through addiction and tells his story. He's overcome a lot, done some great stuff, and he actually did an incredible podcast with Driftwood Outdoors.
Oh,
and I go back and listen to it like once a year because it's really, really good. And I'm a little jealous that he was on there. But so he's got Recovery Outdoors, and I know he's got it on Facebook and I think Instagram. I don't know that he's ever actually pulled the trigger on the YouTube channel,
yeah,
but he should
yeah,
because he would do really well at it. And I always tell him, I'm like, just start, because what's going to happen is when he does start and then he starts to enjoy it and get a handle on it, he's going to be like, man, if I would have started years ago,
yeah,
I'd be here.
yeah. And that's one thing I kick myself in the butt. I had a YouTube channel when I was in high school, like freshman, with my buddies. It was called LTD Outdoors, Living the Dream Outdoors.
That's a
And
good name.
yes, yeah, I still have it. And a little sneak peek, it's coming back. That's going to be my hunting channel with my fishing. So I'm going to have two.
I like it.
Yeah, and with YouTube, the reason why I don't want to do it on my channel, on the Jets fishing side, is YouTube doesn't really like hunting content a lot. It can kind of censor.
Yeah.
So I want it to be standalone, but I want to go back and watch my adventures when I get older and relive that. But anyway, um, it is YouTube or well, now I done forgot what I was. um, well, thanks, Steve. There we go.
No, yeah, you were saying you would, because we were talking about like if he starts now,
Yeah.
he's gonna wish he would have started then.
And that's one thing I wish I started back then was the kayak fishing adventures and stuff. Because you look at Greg Blanchard's YouTube channel, uh,
Hmm.
some of the like Christine Fisher, they all
Alex Rudd.
Alex Rudd, yeah, they what is Creek or John Dalton, uh,
Yep. Creek Fishing Adventures.
they all started when there was not a ton of fishing content on YouTube, and look at them now. They're all full time doing it, and nowadays it's so saturated. YouTube is, it's hard
Hmm.
to break out. But Trey, you really do have a niche that would be
Yep.
really good because people are can relate to that. Having addiction and stuff, people eat that up.
Oh yeah. And it's one of those things like it, when you, if anybody out there's thinking about starting YouTube, it's like one of the best suggestions I could give is one that I got from Yak Motley. He makes videos down in Pensacola, Florida, and I think that Luke from Outdoor Boys might have even touched on it at one point when he had the Cats and Carp channel. You know, you never want to compare yourself against everybody else. So like
Yeah,
I look at like Luke as a great example. That dude doesn't even make videos anymore, and he's got like 9 million followers.
yeah,
And he got there slowly over time, but nobody sees the grind and all that stuff. They just see where they got. And the point I'm making is you don't want to compare yourself against the other people, and you want to make sure you take in your own milestones.
yeah,
So like people don't realize you can see a lot of people out there with 1,000 plus subscribers on their YouTube channel.
yeah,
Some of them have continued to grow. Some of them have stalled. But of all the, and they'll tell you when you hit 1,000 subscribers, they'll tell you the number. So when I hit 1,000 subscribers, it was only 10% of the YouTube accounts created that people upload videos to ever make it to 1,000 subscribers. So if you think about how many accounts there are and how many people make videos, 10%. So even if it takes you a while and you crack that 1,000, man, if you're sitting at that 1,000 or that 990 today, take it in because you're in the 10%. It's a grind.
yeah. It is absolutely, and somebody that knows that grind really well is who just commented, Andrew Blair. He
That
has
dude is the whole reason I have a new kayak. He's a problem.
he has an awesome channel. I don't know if you know this, but I do watch him.
I do too. Like
Yeah,
I see all his videos. Well, not all. I see the majority of his videos in the group chat before they're even like finalized or out to the public. And when he drops them, I still watch them. And like the best part is I'll have people send me because I know like the fish and stuff. They'll send me reels, and they're like, "This guy's hilarious." And I'm like, "Oh look, it's Andrew's reel again."
yeah, he does have some just absolutely great reels. Actually, I've been wanting to do some of them, but I was like, oh, I don't want to copy him.
My wife says the same thing. I got no shame in copying him. If he hits something that works, I'll copy him all day long.
Yeah.
In fact, I filmed a walkthrough of my Titan X, and I ended up changing some stuff. So I kind of wanted to redo the video anyway, but I went back and watched Andrew's again, and his is so much better than mine that like I scrapped it. Like I'm going to refilm it. I'm like mine sucks. I could not get to an edit that I actually liked. Oh, there you go. Big old compliment from the
Well,
Blair
thanks.
Bear.
That means a lot coming from you, really. It does.
I, I'm going to start calling him the Blair Bear. That just came to me. The Blair Bear. You ever see that meme? It's the clip is from Couples Retreat where Vince Vaughn's looking at the other guy and he's like, "You're a problem. You're a real problem." That's Andrew. I made one passive comment about how maybe I was considering possibly thinking about maybe considering like so removed getting a Titan X. And within 5 minutes, that dude's photoshopping me into pictures where I'm sitting in a Titan X and I got a big bass and I'm in a Titan X and he's taking pictures of me and my PWR and he's replacing it with a Titan X. And I was like, you suck.
How
Now
many?
here I am. I do love the
Oh,
where's the PWR? The PWR went to a new home. It had to because I bought a Titan.
I've been I've always been a Hobie guy, and I love my Hobies. But the new Bonafide XTR, it is, it's definitely drawing to me. I
Have
just
you gotten one?
no, I can't bite. So every time I think about it, Old Hickory last year in the Tennessee Bass Nation, I was fishing and my motor died halfway through the day. I don't know. The controller went out on the Newport, and
Hmm.
I should have stayed in that area, but I didn't. I left that area and I went 2 miles away, and I had to pedal. And I was thinking, what if I pedal? I very seldom fish around the boat docks, and I'll go along two, three. I've been 6 miles away from the boat ramp before, and I've always been scared. The reason why I've not pulled the trigger on the XTR is getting somewhere that far and having a motor issue. You're
That's why you need two motors.
well, see, Steve O, one of my good buddies. He's the tournament director for
Hmm.
Bass Nation and the Bassmaster Kayak Series. Um, he uh, he is adamant on not allowing two motors.
Yeah, I know there's some trails out there that don't let you do it.
Yeah, I so here's the thing about the kayaking community that is it's kind of hurting us really is the money spent. Everybody's always been into the reason why everybody gets into the kayaking is because you can go get you an $1,100 kayak and be able to go and compete. And I can
Hmm.
see with all these people getting, live scope came into play a couple years ago. So people are spending, people have 10,000 plus dollars in their kayak now. And it's pricing out a lot of the beginners and the lower, the people that don't want to spend that kind of money.
It's becoming bass boats.
Yes, it's pricing everybody out, and that's why you see a lot of people. Marty has a tournament that um, doggy paddle
Yep.
that's bare bones. You see a lot of these bare bones tournaments starting up,
Yep.
and
Moyak has one now.
okay,
Joshua Booth here in Missouri started the grassroots series.
yeah,
They just did one this past Sunday. Um, they allow paddles and pedals. That's pretty
yeah,
much it. No other electronics.
yeah. See, so that puts everybody like me. I don't have live scope, but I do have a motor and a depth finder. So that makes us have to go and fish for them, the live scoping guys. But I do see, and that's the reason why That's what Steve O's point is. He doesn't want to price out the little guys, like the guys that are just now getting in it, that don't have a lot of money. I don't have a lot of money. I've been very
Mhm.
lucky with sponsorships that have helped me out a ton to be able to get my setup. And it's just, I can see us getting to the point of it's pricing the average blue collar guy out of it.
See, I don't. I do see his point. I don't think two motors is a threat. The much bigger threat is the individual motor itself. Like one of the biggest threats to kayak fishing right now, in my opinion, is the force current.
Yeah,
Because Garmin comes out and they're like, here's this motor that is like what, almost 4 grand if you get all the stuff for it. And as soon as I saw it, I said, the problem with this is people are going to buy it. And
yeah,
when people buy it, you give the company no incentive not to do it again, raise the bar. They're selling those things like hotcakes.
yeah,
The next force current is going to be even more money. You got I want to say it's the Lowrance Ghost that's like 3,000 something dollars, or the new kayak one. I don't know. There's too many now, but the power pole motor, they're all way too expensive.
yeah,
So for what the force current costs, I have two motors on my kayak. My XI3 and my 180 combined didn't cost me what that force current costs.
yeah,
So like when I did the PWR walkthrough, it was interesting because when you look at it, I'm a poor dude myself. So like when you look at my kayak, it looks expensive,
yeah,
but it's so dang frugal, like it's not even funny. So like the Titan, it's got two motors on it. The XI3 has had four kayaks under it. I had it with my Pro Angler. I had it on something else. I had it on the PWR. Now it's on the Titan. And I bought it used off eBay for like 600 bucks and put new gaskets and stuff on it. And that thing has been a workhorse. So like the NK180, I got it for $500 with almost no use on it because I just waited for the right deal. So for basically $1,000, I got two motors. I've got, my crate is a source crate, so it's a little more expensive because it's metal or whatever, but all the stuff bolted to it is either from source crate or I 3D printed it myself. A lot of the stuff on there is stuff that I like 3D printed. The wiring, I did it all myself so that the majority of the components are not like you could spend so much money just in the wiring by
yeah,
going out and buying. Like I have a distribution hub, but you could go buy the hub and all the wires that they include with it and this part for it, this part for it. Next thing you know, you got $800 to $1,000 in making your lights turn on.
yeah,
And so I do see Steve's point. And if I remember correctly, KBF still does not allow two motors.
yeah,
So I get where they're coming from because I do think on the surface that the majority of kayaks that have two motors are probably the kayaks that are more like, and I don't think his has two motors. I'm just going to use an example because everybody knows it. It's more like Austin Hoover's, like his XTR. That thing is wild. I love it. I'm not hating on it. Every time I see people comment just buy a boat, it makes me chuckle. Um, but
I mean,
like
for the money he
that's
has,
a,
he could probably buy a boat.
for sure.
Yeah,
So I do kind of see the point with the two motors, but man, I don't even think that's the biggest threat. But it is cool that the TD of like one of or the largest
yeah,
kayak trail, depending on which way you want to look at it, has the mindset of, hey, this crap's getting too expensive.
yeah.
Because it is. But man, it's such a self fulfilling prophecy. And I don't think you can put the cork back in the bottle at this point.
No, yeah, I don't think you can either. The other reason why he had two reasons I've talked to him about is safety. You know, we're already loading these kayaks to the max that it can hold, and adding. Somebody will go out there with a cheap Sun Dolphin or something and add two motors to it, and they'll flip it, and sadly they'll either get killed or they'll sue the organization. So it's kind of a liability, safety liability as well, and that's the reason why I think Bass has probably talked to him to tell him like we do not want the liability of that either. So
Yeah, that's fair. I like when the dudes go out with the stripped down kayaks and wax people.
yes, yeah,
I want to say I think it was Dane Lewis. here a couple years ago that was paddling and went out maybe on like Palm de Terre. There was somebody paddling, I think, on Palm de Terre that went out and won like the whole thing. I feel like the Eco 250 may have been won or almost won by somebody with a paddle not that long ago.
Yeah.
Like that's what I try to tell people. It's hard too because we have some great groups on Facebook, like Kayak Fishing Freaks, Kayak Fishing Beginners, Wendell's groups. They're
Yeah.
great groups. Some of the people in there are wild. It's like feral cats,
Yeah.
and I try not to fight with people for two reasons. One, I don't want to invest the energy in fight with people. But two, now that I own a business that's prominent in kayak fishing, I don't want to like make anybody feel alienated or anything else. But like you don't have to spend a ton of money. So like a good example is somebody posted they were looking for I can't remember what product it was, but it was Vever. And I jumped in the comment sections and I was like, listen, Vever is solid. Like it's a budget brand, yeah,
Yeah.
but it is absolutely solid. They make great products, rebrand great products, whatever combination thereof, and it lets a lot of people get some good stuff at like an affordable price.
Hmm.
And within like 30 seconds, I had somebody like Vever's shit or laughing at it or like, you don't know what you're talking about. It's like, no, like seriously, like it's good stuff. Like you don't have to hate on it just because you spent a lot more money on like XYZ. You
Yeah.
know, you don't have to hate on the new guy who doesn't know what he's doing and is asking a simple question. Somebody else posted a PFD that was made by Vever. And I was in the comment section. I'm like, look, I love Vever. I would not get a life jacket from Vever. And also, I don't think it's Coast Guard approved.
Yeah.
So, like, they're not always perfect. But you don't have to spend a ton of money. And on the flip side of that, and I'm kind of rambling, but it's a two-part thing. On the flip side of that, I also try to tell people I don't like the same buy once, cry once because it implies that you should buy like an expensive kayak. But I've been doing this for 32 years. I have invested money into bad plenty of times. So, like, when I see the guy with the sit on top sun dolphin who's putting the outriggers on there and trying to build the motor mount, I'm like, man, I'm here for it. I
Yeah.
did the same thing. But I also know that in the end, it doesn't work out. It doesn't hold up. It doesn't last. And you end up putting all this money into, say, a sun dolphin, trying to make it like a Hobie or a bona fide or a native. And all you end up doing is just flushing that money away. But they feel this pressure. They see everybody else doing it and they can't go out and buy that kayak and that motor right now. And they want in the game, and so you guys got to know that you can get in the game without the motors and everything else. They
Yeah.
don't help you catch fish.
We've had a guy in my local grassroots trail, KBFTN. He's won back to back, I think 4 or 5 AOI titles, and he was paddling a bona fide SS 127.
Such a great kayak too.
And on top
Who,
of that,
who is it?
Paris Edwards.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know Paris.
And on top of that, he didn't have a live scope for a few times. He didn't have a depth finder at all. So it just kind of tells you don't have to be. The biggest thing is you need to get out there and practice. Put time on water.
Hmm.
That's where it's at.
The other stuff's almost a distraction.
Yeah, true. If I'm not gonna say you can't go and catch a lot more fish with live scope, but you gotta go and you gotta practice with it. You can't just go and show up at a tournament and sit there and pan around and catch fish. It's not. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not making the fish bite. So you gotta get out there and put your practice in. And that's what I'm not. I don't have live scope, and this is a hot take. I don't care. I don't care if people have live scope or people don't.
Nope.
This our in the world right now of bass fishing, it is such a heated debate that Dylan Nutt, he's local
Yep.
to Nashville. They have ringed him just completely. If he didn't have live scope, he wouldn't have won, dude. And this is somebody sitting there on his couch haven't been fishing in 5, 10 days. He's like, you can't. He's out there every day fishing, putting the time in. And if you go out there and put that time in, you can learn how to fish and be as good, maybe even better than them. But
Well, and we're all anglers, and can you just imagine how big it must feel for Dylan to like have that moment, and then all these people are just hating on him and acting like assholes. Like they're all just a bunch of jealous crabs in a basket, man. Like get over it.
yeah, that's Charlie just said I bought Target 2 and my wallet is hurting.
I
Uh,
bet it is. My wall's hurting just thinking about it.
so I'll, with this live scope debate, I was telling my dad earlier, actually, there's three types of people in this world. There's one that's too poor to buy, and they want to
Hmm.
fuss about it.
That's me.
Yeah, that's me too, pretty much. Second is people that are just will not learn how to use it. Like they can buy it, but they are just dead set. I will not buy it. It's not fishing.
Hmm.
Staring at a screen's not fishing. And then the third people is a combination of the two. That's too poor and will not want to learn how to do it. So that's really the people that are fussing right now. It's just the people that don't want to put the time or money into learning it.
Yeah, people think that the live scope is going to be like that scene in what was that Vietnam movie where he's like, I like the smell of napalm in the morning.
Oh, oh,
I can't think of it, but remember they're
like
in
it is now.
yeah, and it's like, oh baby, sucky sucky $5. They think that's what the live scope's going to be like. You're just going to get out there and turn it on. The fish are like, oh shit, let me get up in that boat. Like it don't. It's just a tool, man. And all these people that are arguing about the forward facing sonar, it's no different than when 2D came out
Yeah,
or the first depth finder came out at all.
yeah,
You know, it's always been this way. And people, what gets me is the people that want live scope banned. It's like we're so far beyond that because that conversation should have started long before LiveScope ever came about. Like when side scan came along, 2D came along, there was always going to be these next steps. And I'm not going to like it when the guys are out there wearing the goggles and they're not even looking at the water or anything because they don't need to. They're just in like this augmented reality live scope, whatever. But even that, like, there are literally people who grab a spear and get in the water. They can see the fish, and they don't always succeed.
yeah,
So what the hell do these people think the live scope is doing?
yeah. And I know a lot of the debate is we just get to watch them watch a screen. But what do you watch when you watch the Bassmasters or the MLF? You're literally watching a guy.
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
what? So
What are you bothered? You can't stare at his ass anymore? Like, what's the
he's
difference?
staring. Either he's staring up, looking at the water, or he has his head down. That's the only difference.
Yeah, like there really is no difference. It's hell. I mean, look at football. People will go to a football game or watch a football game and sit through. There's more commercials than there is game,
Yeah,
and they sit there and watch that, and they don't care. But God forbid this young kid goes out on the water and looks at his screen and uses that as a tool to catch some stuff.
yeah,
And I think the bans are silly. I think the partial bans are silly. I think using it on some lakes and not on others is silly. Like
yeah,
I don't get it, man.
yeah. I kind of like the using it on some lakes and versus the others, and it has nothing to do with forward-facing sonar. It's just the ability to see is that lake fish is better deep, or fishing traditional like out there fan casting.
That's an interesting take.
You know, that's what I like to see because at Gunnersville, it was cool to see them going back to the basics, throwing that or the rattle trap out on the flats.
Uh
It was
huh.
cool to see that, like, hey, those old baits or those old techniques, they can still catch fish. Kind of like what Thad said back in the comments. We missed it earlier. I've been waxing the scopers in recent tournaments. So it's not like you don't have to have scope to get out there and whack them to
Yeah,
win.
that's it's an interesting take. Maybe I don't hate mixing it up. I
Yeah,
hadn't thought about it that way.
I like to see it, and definitely. So they did that coin toss, and there's some lakes that they're going to go to that have been known for being a scoping lake. That they're not going to use scope, so it's going to be interesting to see who can adapt and be able to fish. You know, they always say that Trey McKinney, he's kind of
Hmm.
he's a younger guy. He wouldn't be able to win all this without scope. Well, he finished second at Gunnersville, fishing the old way. You know, throwing that rattle trap, chatterbait. So it's cool to see that.
It's not like these guys grew up on scope. Like
No,
it's not like Scope came out and they're like, you know what, I think I'll be a professional fisherman today, and they
no.
just went and bought it and started catching fish. Like they were catching fish and they were good anglers long before Live Scope came along.
Like that Dylan guy, he's been fishing around here on Preece, Old Hickory, just whipping up on people. Him and his brother. His brother's a college angler that just won the college championship.
Oh,
And
that's awesome.
they won the Bassmaster. He won the classic, and his brother won the college classic or whatever you call it. And
That's like Eli and Peyton Manning, man.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And what's cool is, if nobody's been really researching it, is Dylan's the first guy in 32 years to have qualified through the Bass Nation, which is a grassroots. Um,
Hmm.
Anybody can go and fishing. He qualified through that for the classic, and he won. There was one other guy in all of bass history that has done it, and that was 32 years ago.
Who was that?
I don't know. Somebody
I was waiting for you to drop some like legend's name and be like, oh
I,
yeah, look at that.
I never heard this guy. I did know it, like right after the classic, but I've done forgot. Hey, you should be happy that a youngster like me knew the movie Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, I could see. I'm too old to remember things that quickly,
You
so
know,
I couldn't recall
that's
it.
one of my favorite movies. I love that scene. You smell that? You smell that? That's napalm. Love to
What
smell napalm in the morning.
do you think? Or maybe they already are. Is Bass the kayak side? Are they restricting the forward facing at all?
No, Steve-O has put his foot down on that as well and say that he won't restrict it. Which, it's
I
good.
get that.
You know, people pay for it and they want to use it. So
Yeah, what's going to be interesting is the states do actually start banning it,
I don't,
which I don't think it's going to happen. But I Thad had to really educate me on harvest and the way that works. Because so in my mind, it was always if the state of Missouri says you can go out and catch say 30 crappie a day per person.
yeah,
In my mind, that means if everybody who buys a fishing license goes out and harvest goes to this lake and harvests 30 crappie successfully every single day of the week, that okay, there's still plenty there that they've accounted for that. And I didn't realize that like that's not really how the numbers shake out. So at first I was like, I don't see how it could even hurt harvest because people still have to stop at their limit. But I didn't realize that like it's not really built into the math for so many people to be successful. So I feel like somebody, maybe it was Mississippi, had already kind of restricted it or something like that. Oh, Joe is on. I bet
well,
you know Joe.
yeah, the community has gone away. We might as well pack it up now.
I don't know Joe terribly well. I don't talk to him as much as I talk to Holly, but that's she does stuff with Trash Panda for me, and
No.
it's cool to make some different products and stuff with her.
I would say you're Team Holly then in the
I
Great
am.
State.
I don't. Here's the thing though. I'm Team Holly, and I don't even know why. I don't. I just Team Holly by default.
So we're actually Joe is the tournament director for this event, but Tita or CAST, which is Kayak Angling Society of Tennessee, that's the governing body of the local grassroots trail in Tennessee. I won't get into too much detail, but we're having a state championship fundraiser that is for the championship in October or something, and they're having a team tournament. Well, my team is with Holly, Jason Cassidy, and Chris Walters, and our team name is Operation Epic Fishing.
Oh, that's awesome.
But Holly, so we are officially Team Holly now. So Trent, if you're watching,
I did make the stickers. Uh, Joe, I'll not too soon from now, and Holly already knows. I'm not going to spill the beans, but the sticker side of things, I might be able to crank a lot more of those out for you in a much easier manner. Charlie said, but think about it, how many of the people with scope are harvesting bass? So
yeah,
this is going to be a really unpopular opinion, but not enough of them.
yeah,
Because I'm real big. Listen, I subscribe to the Alex Rudd school of thought. If you want a good fishery, you got to harvest bass.
yeah.
Like you have to, and the science backs it. Thad has said it. I never harvest bass when I'm fishing in tournaments, obviously, because it's CPR. But when I'm out fun fishing, if I'm wanting fish that day and I'm not catching other stuff, and I get one that's in the size limit, I throw one in the cooler.
Hmm.
I really tick some people off. The one time I had real good success with a video, I was smallmouth fishing, and I
Oh,
had already planned ahead. So I caught a smallmouth, and it was like 13 and change. And I told the camera about how it's the perfect size to harvest. And I even said something like smallmouth bass just taste better because of their skin color. And then I made it look like I threw it in the cooler. And I had harvested a largemouth that I then threw in the frying pan. So like it cut to the fillet going into the frying pan. People were pissed. I shared it to the Ozark smallmouth group. I got kicked out. I'm not in the Ozark smallmouth group. I got kicked out. I had to I still see the posts every now and then, but I'm not like I can't comment.
that's,
Like it doesn't say I'm joined and I can't comment. So like I can view it, but I can't do anything else. And I never even cooked the smallmouth. I let it go. But it just really pissed them off. Oh, there's Holly.
now we definitely have to go. Holly has just entered the chat now.
Holly will mess up a chat real quick.
Yeah, but
Man, that girl catches some fish.
I know that's why I wanted her on my team.
She uh she that PB smallmouth of hers is just like
Yeah,
I could watch the clip of her catching that thing all day. What a tank.
you know what's funny is I was talking to her and she's like, I've never caught a smallmouth. I'm like, do what? Like, you gotta go. I can't remember where she caught it, but I'm pretty sure, was it on the pink bait?
It might have been. I think it was a pink worm, wasn't it? Maybe.
Pink one? Okay. Well, we have,
She she'll tell us. I think that was the first smallmouth she ever caught.
yeah, probably was. She's that lucky. Let me say that. She is that lucky.
My first smallmouth was like it was 2 years ago. It was like 14 inches. But a few casts later, I caught the second smallmouth at 19 inches, and that was my PB until this last December.
Oh, cover up her name. Her work doesn't need to know that.
We're not a popular enough podcast for employers to be busting anybody, except maybe me. But I'm not on the clock.
Pink chatterbait. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, that's my kind of fishing right there. Chatterbait.
So
I've got some. I've got some like pink and white chatterbaits I picked up, and I've got the Morning Dawn MRE from Tactical Fishing, and I'm really thinking that might do something for me this coming Friday when I go out doing a
I
little bit of practice.
I've never thrown the Morning Dawn chatterbait up until the Nickeljack event, and that's what I call that 20 and a quarter. And since then, I've caught the last two times I've been out, I've caught like four or five off of it. So I'm like, you know what? There is something to that.
I here's a sneaky little combo. People are gonna think I'm nuts. They also think I'm nuts because I'll throw a chatterbait in the winter. But this is one of my sneaky little things I don't typically show the camera. A coleslaw chatterbait with a Morning Dawn MRE.
Hmm.
It is a weird combo. I tell you what, especially early in the morning, they love that thing.
Yeah. I just
I don't know what it is.
Ethan ain't cheating on me. Um, I'm sorry, Roy. It won't happen again. I'm sorry. But I do. I don't know the coleslaw, and I'm surprised I've enjoyed throwing the pink so much. I'm a very head-minded fisherman. Like I have to believe in my head that that color will work, and I just can't. It's hard for me to use the coleslaw. It's just I
See, I think when I look at the coleslaw, I think of pulled pork. That's what makes me think they'll want it.
yeah.
Coleslaw and pulled pork, man.
Um, it does make me hungry thinking about it. I haven't.
I uh, I'm the king of just weird ass combinations too.
Oh,
Like sometimes I'll just take like a green pumpkin chatterbait or something, and I'll just start looking through plastics, and I'm like, what is something nobody else is gonna do? One time I had a black and blue chatterbait with a bright yellow and green chart, like this weird kind of green charty. I want to say it was monster bass. It was like black. It was a paddle tail. It was like black on the bottom, yellow in the middle, and then like green chart on the top, back, and into the tail. It was the stupidest looking combination you ever saw. I caught like 40 bass that day.
wow.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is stupid as shit. The next time I went out, I tried it again. It's never worked since. Not once. But it worked that day, and nothing else was working. So,
Getting into the weird combinations, I think a bass will eat about anything in the world just because of the new trend in bass fishing. The dicey, the fuzzy baits.
I hate that thing. I refuse. There's no. It looks like a koosh ball from a dollar store. I cannot bring myself to try it.
There's a future video on Jet's Fishing Adventures that's going to be fishing the dicey, the fuzzy baits, and you'll want to watch it because I have some funny stuff planned for that video as well.
Are you going to side by side the koosh ball?
I might be going to the Dollar Tree. I might.
If that works, that would be fantastic. I
Well,
mean, to be fair, that one guy got a bass to eat a cell phone.
yeah,
It was an iPhone something. And then there was another guy who made a topwater bait out of like a Lego, and
yeah.
it ate that. I mean, they're opportunistic. They'll eat anything.
Hey, Joe, I did invite you, but you said, "Oh, I can't. I'm the tournament director."
Well, and to be fair, Holly's biggest critic as far as like Holly versus Trent is Joe.
Yeah,
Like if we're being fair,
I
though,
got.
I love the way he trolls her posts, where he'll be like, "I didn't consent to my rods having pictures taken of them." Like the way he trolls her post cracks me up.
Yeah.
I have caught one on paracord while camping. That's
Hey,
funny.
actually, if you're going after gar, that's how they catch them. They catch them on rope.
No shit.
Yeah, they tie the line to this piece of rope somehow, and they actually the gar will hit the rope and they get their teeth tangled into the rope.
It's almost like a noose, like a tooth noose.
Well, yeah, because their teeth are real small and jagged, and when they get in,
Yeah.
they can't come out. Now, my
Huh.
thing, I guess people are keeping them when they're fishing because I kind of feel bad about how do you get them off and throw them back if you with all that rope they'll die pretty much. So I guess they're using them as catfish or something.
Yeah, like I know you're not a fish guy, like an eating guy,
Yeah.
but man, gar on a fire. Like I've never had it fried, but I have caught them and then cooked them over like an open flame with butter. So good. And there's a lot of meat on those things. It's just you need some tin snips to get to it.
I didn't know people actually ate gar.
Oh yeah, it's like a thing.
Okay, huh? Yeah. See,
Huh,
Charlie,
that's crazy.
I can't believe you didn't know that.
Nah, man. It's funny. I grew up fishing saltwater.
Okay.
So until I moved out to the Midwest, I never really fished lakes. And when I did, pretty much just went after catfish.
Hmm.
So like I was out catfishing one day, God, close to like 10 years ago now. And I caught what I assume is a largemouth bass because at the time I wouldn't have been able to tell you if it was a largemouth or smallmouth. the thing was massive. It's probably the biggest bass I ever caught. But I couldn't tell you what size it was, what it weighed. I just remember being so mad that it wasn't a catfish. The
Yeah.
fight was incredible. I got it up to the bank. It ended up getting off the hook and getting away. Like once I got it up on the bank, it flopped back in the water. But I don't remember what species it was, what size it was. Couldn't even estimate it. I was just so mad it wasn't a catfish. So like, there's been times. Mark Twain Lake has restriction on channel catfish now, and I caught a channel cat. The thing was blue, and I was harvesting. I remember being out there. I was pulling up the MDC app while I had this thing in the net in the water because I was trying to ID it because it looked to me plain as day channel cat all day long, except that it was blue, and I didn't know that channel cats could be that color. And so I'm sitting there with the MDC app and the picture of the fins, and I'm like, "Hey Bob, is that you?" You know, like my freshwater fish knowledge is fairly limited in all honesty.
You're talking about saltwater fish. Have you ever used the straw rig, the bubble
Yep.
rig? We were catching mackerel off of a McDonald's straw.
Yeah, they're I think the saltwater fish are almost more impulsive,
Yeah,
especially with like poppers. Anything can be a popper.
yeah, yeah.
You could pop with a flip flop.
I want to do a video. That'd be hilarious. Do a video of going and just outlandish baits and just trying. That's one reason why I want to do this a fuzzy bait video because I want to
Hmm.
see. I just want to see what you can do.
I've always said that I want to take something like a pool noodle and make like a 6 foot long buzz bait. See if something will eat it. Like just something ridiculous, or like a croc, like a top water croc bite would
The
be.
bass do eat snakes, so the baby snakes, they're quite long. They're 5, 6 inches.
Yeah, some of the snakes around here are a lot longer than that. They try to get in the kayak.
Yeah, well, that's the adult ones. I don't know if they eat an adult snake because they're quite a bit bigger. But I can
I
see.
wish they would. I don't mess with note ropes, man. I'll start attacking them with the paddle. I like that the Titan's got those nice paddle holders
Yeah.
down the side because I'm gonna turn around and grab that thing and I'm just gonna start beating the water. It's gonna be so much easier trying to get it out of the bungee on the side.
So we'll talk about my. So I'm not really afraid of snakes. What I'm afraid of are frogs. Cannot stand them.
No kidding.
I'm terrified of frogs. And I bring this up all my live streams about like my yearly live streams
Uh
celebrating,
huh.
and it's I am terrified of them. There is a reason. I was probably 2, 3 years old. My grandmother was putting me in this float at my aunt's pool, and there was a big old toad on the side of it. I was screaming, screaming, kicking, and she just kept putting me in it. And I've been terrified of them since.
Listen, no judgment for me, man. I'm afraid of lawn gnomes. I don't like them. They freak me out. And Kelly has lawn gnomes everywhere. She's got lawn gnomes for every holiday, every season. They're on the mantle, they're on the door. I don't like them little things. Like our compromise is we don't get the ceramic ones. Like because the true blue lawn gnome that like goes in the garden that's like ceramic, that's the one that's going to come alive and kill you. I don't know if these little beanie baby ones or anything are going to, but I am not screwing around with no garden gnomes. I'll you. It doesn't matter if you smash it, burn it, bury it. I don't know how you kill them things. One day they're just going to come for all of us, and we're doomed. If our new house has a neighbor that's got like an army of those things, I'm not going to be able to go outside. I'm going to need a panic room in the house. I'll never go kayak fishing again. I'm going to be in there just locked up looking out for these damn garden gnomes.
It's like
Yeah, it's going to be like signs.
the toy soldiers movie, and
Yeah,
you know,
it's going to be like Talking Tina on a Twilight Zone. I
no,
don't mess with
no,
garden gnomes.
no, no, no.
Man, we've been on for an hour and a half. That flew by.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize it. I think we'll wrap it up. But
yeah,
man, I appreciate you coming on. Tell everybody how to find you and find your videos because you make good stuff.
yeah. So on YouTube, it's Jett's Fishing Adventures. I've been doing it for actually 3 years in January, so this is my going on 4 years. You can find me there on Instagram. It's Jets Fishing Adventures as well. No, yeah, yeah, Jets Fishing Adventures as well. TikTok is the same, and then Facebook is Ethan Jett. It's been a very fun trip. I've been kayak fishing for 9 years now, and I've just loved it. It's the community is like none other. We're very you get out there and definitely in your local grassroots stuff. It's just
Oh
so
yeah.
net. You might not see the guy all year, like all the during the off season, and you pick right back up right when
hmm
it's just cool. I'm a car guy too, and the car community is the same, and it's just awesome. So that's
And honestly, that's a big part of why, everybody involved in the kayak fishing stuff, you got to push back against the negativity on these groups and stuff. Like, don't feed it. Like, the kayak fishing community is one thing, and it's like just like truly special and amazing, and it's not representative of a lot of the stuff that we see online.
yeah,
And a lot of the people that get in those groups and they hate on you and everything else would say a word to your face, like
yeah,
out in public or anything else. And hell, most of the guys talking smack on the new guys and being hateful in those groups don't even go out and do anything community wise. Most of them are just mad that other people got stuff going on. So
yeah, and that is something I've noticed too. Is like you got a lot of those people like they'll raise Cain and stuff, and I've never seen them. It's like, who are you? Like, like why do you feel like you can voice your opinion in that way? You don't fish
yeah.
any tournaments, and it's
Well,
just
there's a guy. I think he's from over your way. I'm not going to say who he is, but I can't remember exactly where he's from. But he ends up in a lot of our local stuff, not fishing it, just commenting.
yeah,
And he's just kind of a tool.
yeah,
And every time I see his name pop up, I'm like, man, like you ain't even from here. Like my name pops up in groups all over the country because if I don't pop up in there, I get tagged anyway.
yeah,
Like my products are everywhere, so like I'm in. Sometimes I get tagged in stuff. I'm in groups that I don't even remember. Like they remember me. It's just it's hard to keep track of it all. But like there's some guys that are literally just out there joining every kayak fishing group they can, whether it's groups for discussion, tournament trails, whatever, and they're just out there to seed the negativity and stuff. And
yeah,
don't feed into it. But
yeah,
definitely go check out Ethan's stuff. He makes good content, and if you're a content creator, you're definitely going to like it when he drops that video. How about edit on your phone? Because it's impressive the stuff that you can do on the phone
yeah.
and not want to smash it and like actually enjoy it. I import all my stuff into the computer and I do it in DaVinci Resolve, and
Okay,
I uh, I got my little tour box over here. I don't. It's not going to reach, but I've got a tour box with the dials and stuff, so I can like run the timeline with one hand, and
yeah.
I couldn't do it on my phone, so it's pretty impressive. Joe said, "I bet you're in a few weird groups too."
Oh, we know that. We know he's in some weird ones.
Yeah, definitely. All right, man. I appreciate you coming on.
Well,
I
thanks.
appreciate everybody that. Yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in tonight. We'll get the audio version uploaded not too long after this, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for tuning in.